What is MonoCycle? What is this? A pack of daredevils balanced precariously atop single-wheeled contraptions zooming around a track at breakneck speeds. Seems crazy, right? Welcome to the wild world of monocycle racing, where skill, balance, and a hefty dose of adrenaline collide in a spectacle that's as weird as it is captivating. You might be thinking, monocycle racing? Is that even a thing? Oh, it's a thing, alright, and it's taking the motorsports world by storm. If you thought regular cycling was intense, wait till you see these monocycle maniacs in action. I'm talking jaw-dropping speeds, hair-raising turns, and yes, the occasional spectacular wipeout. Don't worry, we'll be sharing some of the craziest monocycle clips and crashes later on. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. So what exactly is a monocycle? Well, at its core, a monocycle is exactly what it sounds like, a vehicle with a single wheel. But don't let its simplicity fool you. This isn't a clown's unicycle we're talking about. Modern monocycles are marvels of engineering combining cutting-edge technology with a dash of daredevil spirit. A typical monocycle consists of a wheel, a motor housed within that wheel, a battery pack, and footrests on either side, but the real magic happens inside. These bad boys are equipped with gyroscopes and accelerometers that work together to keep the rider upright. It's like having a tiny, super smart robot constantly adjusting your balance for you. The rider stands on the footrests, leaning forward to accelerate and backward to slow down or stop. Turning is achieved by simply leaning in the direction you want to go. It sounds simple, but mastering this takes practice, patience, and a healthy disregard for looking silly in public. Now, looking at this seems like a recent invention, dreamed up by some Silicon Valley tech bro with too much time on his hands. But it's not that. The history of the monocycle goes way back. We're talking Victorian era. The first monocycle designs appeared in the late 19th century, right around the time those ridiculous penny-farthing bicycles were all the rage. You know, those bikes with one massive wheel and one tiny one that made riders look like they were perched on a giant's unicycle. Well, some forward-thinking inventors looked at those tiny penny farthings and thought, hey, what if we just got rid of that small wheel altogether? And thus, the monocycle was born. One of the earliest patents for a monocycle was filed in 1869 by Richard C. Hemming. His design featured a large wheel with a seat and pedals inside it. Imagine trying to pedal while sitting inside a hamster wheel. And you've got the basic idea. Over the next few decades, various inventors tinkered with the monocycle concept. Some added motors, others experimented with different seating arrangements, but despite their best efforts, monocycles remained little more than novelties, relegated to circus acts and daredevil shows. It wasn't until the late 20th century and early 21st centuries that monocycles began to evolve into the sleek, self-balancing machines we know today. The advent of powerful, compact electric motors and sophisticated gyroscopic sensors opened up new possibilities for monocycle design. Now, you might be wondering how the heck anyone manages to stay upright on these things, let alone race them. Well, it's all about physics. The science behind monocycle balance is a beautiful dance between gravity, momentum, and the rider's ability to make split-second adjustments. When you're on a monocycle, your center of gravity is constantly shifting. To stay upright, riders have to continuously make micro-adjustments, leaning forward to accelerate, backward to brake, and side to turn. It's like trying to balance a broom on your palm, except the broom is moving at 30 miles per hour and you're sitting on top of it. The key to mastering a monocycle lies in what's called dynamic stability. Essentially, it's easier to balance when you're moving than when you're standing still. Think about riding a regular bicycle. It's much harder to balance when you're at a complete stop, right? The same principle applies to monocycles, but cranked up to 11. But here's where things get really interesting. While traditional monocycles relied solely on pedal power, the racing world has embraced electric monocycles, or EUCs, electric unicycles. These bad boys have taken the sport to a whole new level. They're like the love child of a unicycle and a Segway. They're self-balancing, battery-powered, and can reach speeds that would make your grandmother faint. We're talking up to 40 miles per hour on some models. That's faster than most city speed limits. These EUCs are equipped with powerful motors, rechargeable batteries, and sophisticated gyroscopic sensors that help keep the rider balanced. They're controlled by the rider's body movements. Lean forward to go faster, lean back to slow down or stop. It's like riding a horse if that horse was made of metal, powered by electricity, and had only one leg. And although our main interest lies in the world of racing, its utility extends to everyday life as well. Though I say more or less because it takes some time to fully master its handling. The fact is that modern electric monocycles are packed with advanced features. Many models include built-in headlights and taillights for night riding, Bluetooth connectivity for syncing with smartphone apps, and even USB ports for charging devices on the move. They're small and easy to carry, great for city commuters. You can take them on the bus or tuck them under your desk. Plus, they're green, emitting zero emissions and using way less energy than cars, and maybe less effort than biking too. Now let's talk about the racing. Monocycle racing is not for the faint of heart. It's a high-speed, high-stakes game of balance and nerve. Racers hurtle around tracks designed to test their skills to the absolute limit. Sharp turns, steep inclines, and even jumps are all part of the course. One of the most exciting aspects of monocycle racing is how close the action is. Unlike car or motorcycle racing where the drivers are enclosed in their vehicles, monocycle racers are completely exposed. You can see every shift in body position, every grimace of concentration, every bead of sweat. It's raw, it's real, and it's absolutely riveting. The races themselves are a spectacle to behold. Picture a starting line filled with riders perched atop their monocycles, bodies tensed, ready to spring into action. The starter's gun fires, and they're off. It's a blur of motion as the racers lean into their first turn, jockeying for position. As they navigate the course, the riders perform a constant balancing act. They're not just racing against each other, but against gravity itself. One wrong move, one moment of hesitation, and they could find themselves kissing the asphalt. And let's be real, crashes are part of the sport. They're spectacular, sometimes scary, but always attention-grabbing. There's something about watching someone wipe out at high speed that just glues your eyes to the screen. The skill level required to compete in monocycle racing is off the charts. These riders have balance that would make a tightrope walker jealous. They can navigate hairpin turns at speeds that would make most people's stomachs churn, and they do it all while balanced on a single wheel. I'm sure few would dare an adventure like this. One of the most exciting developments in the world of monocycle racing has been the emergence of professional leagues. Yes, there are now professional monocycle racers. They travel the world competing in high-stakes races for glory, prize money, and the sheer thrill of it all. Take, for example, the EUC Pro Race at Apple Valley Speedway. This event showcased some of the top talents in the sport, including riders like Roger Hajali, Brian Dilliard, and Mario Chacon. The race was a roller coaster of excitement featuring dramatic crashes, technical difficulties, and displays of skill that left spectators in awe. The race began with a bang, or rather a crash. Mario Chacon went down hard in the early stages, necessitating a red flag and a pause in the action. But that was just the beginning. As the race resumed, more drama unfolded. Roger Hajali and Kato Leong had a collision, adding to the day's tally of incidents. The race also showcased the incredible skill and strategy required to compete at this level. Riders like Sho Scott demonstrated remarkable control, navigating the track with precision and confidence. The battle for top positions was fierce, with each rider employing unique strategies to gain an edge. What makes monocycle racing so compelling is the combination of individual skill and the unpredictable nature of the sport. Unlike traditional motorsports where the machine plays a huge role, in monocycle racing, it's all about the rider. Their ability to read the track, anticipate opponents' moves, and maintain control at high speeds is what separates the champions from the also-rans. It's fascinating, don't you think? And you probably haven't heard of this before. Despite its low popularity, the monocycle community is a close-knit group of enthusiasts who are passionate about pushing the limits of what can be done on one wheel. From everyday riders using their EUCs for commuting to dedicated racers who thrive on competition, the monocycle world is diverse and inclusive. They're united by their love for this unique and exciting sport. So what started as a niche hobby has evolved into a legitimate sport with a growing global following. Events like the one at Apple Valley Speedway or SCON 2023 EUC Champion are helping to elevate the sport's profile, attracting sponsors and media attention. One figure who's been key in this growth is Mo Biggs, a respected voice in the electric skateboarding community. In an interview at the Apple Valley event, Biggs highlighted the impact of organizations like Amped Electric Games in raising the sport's profile. He emphasized how these events serve as a platform for nurturing talent and fostering community among riders. And you're right. In this thrilling world of motorsports, we always welcome new things that shake things up a bit. There's tremendous potential here to become the next big sport, attracting millions of dollars in fans. For those interested in entering, there's never been a better time. The entry barrier is relatively low. Just get yourself an EUC and practice diligently. But be warned, once you taste the excitement of balancing on one wheel at high speeds, you might be hooked for life. And if you're simply a fan of fast and thrilling sports, welcome this rising new sport. It's got speed, skill, and spectacle, all in one. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more exciting content from the world of monocycle racing. See you in the next video.